My name is Christian Higuita Montoya, and I am a 2016 graduate of the Providence College Accountancy Program. I am currently enrolled in the MBA 4+1 program as well. I am humbled and deeply honored to be your MC for today's ceremony. This occasion is truly special. Today, we get to showcase and learn about the new home for business studies here at PC. And I have the great privilege of being in the company of those who designed and gave so generously to the construction of this tremendous new facility. I am also in the company of those who have been and will continue to be impacted by the programs now housed within it. As I reflect on my own PC experience, I attribute my personal and professional transformation to the invaluable liberal arts and business education I received here. I also credit our exceptional faculty and administrators who instill in students each and every day the value of a culture rooted in collaboration, diligence, and integrity. At Providence College School of Business, we call this the power of we. As my journey at PC comes to a close and I begin my career this summer with PwC, it is traits like these that will position me for success as I move forward and toward my many future endeavors. Today is all the more special because we're joined by the people who have made today possible. Mr. and Mrs. Ryan, along with all of their children and all of their children's spouses and all of their grandchildren. For the first of many times, let's take this time to acknowledge and thank them. Thank you so much. Thank you. The philanthropic support for this project has been remarkable and unprecedented. Father Shanley will share more about that in just a few moments. But let me say on behalf of Providence College School of Business students how grateful I am to every person who has helped make the Ryan Center a dream come true. We have a number of people we want to recognize as we begin this morning's program. Please give a warm round of applause to members of the college's Board of Trustees, including Board Chair John Killian, board members Maureen Corcoran, Tom Corcoran, Father Cuddy, Colleen Duffy, Susan Esper, Robert Gorman, Robert Palmisano, Kevin Phelan, and William Leary, who are with us today this morning. Please stand. Thank you so much. Thank you. Mr. Phelan is also accompanied today by a good friend, who is also one of Providence College's most prominent alumni. Please welcome from the class of 1963, former Boston mayor and ambassador to the Vatican, Ray Flynn. Please also join me in recognizing the members of Father Shanley's cabinet. Executive Vice President Father Kenneth Sicard, Provost Hugh Lena, Senior Vice President John Sweeney, Senior Vice President Gregory Waldron, Vice President Christine Goodwin, Vice President Mary Frances McGinn, and Vice President Father Gabriel Privarnik. Please stand. Thank you so much. Representing Governor Gina Raimondo today is the State of Rhode Island's Commerce Secretary, Stefan Pryor. Mr. Pryor? We are also pleased to recognize representatives from our primary building partners, Dimeo Construction, represented here today by Brad Dimeo, and our architects from Sines, Maney, and McKee Associates, John Scott and Jim Deitzer. And one also very important group of people, very special to me for sure, the Providence College School of Business faculty and staff. Please stand. Thank you so much. A project like this would not be possible without extraordinary leadership, which has been provided by our president, Father Brian Shanley. Father Shanley has been an ardent supporter of the School of Business, and he has worked very hard to convert the Ryan Center from a dream to the reality before us today. Let's show him our appreciation as we welcome Father Shanley to share a few words with us.
Thank you, Christian, and thank all of you for coming today. Somebody asked me yesterday if I felt proud about what we've accomplished here, and as I reflected on that question, yeah, I do feel proud of what we've accomplished, but more than pride, I feel gratitude. I'm just really humbled today to be before you in this spectacular building. And this is a dream come true for Providence College. And I think of Father Dorr smiling down on us from heaven that the building that was named after him has been converted to this spectacular School of Business building. I want to begin on a note of gratitude to all of you who have made this possible. As Sylvia will talk about, this is a we. We did this, all of us together. Art and Patricia provided the leadership gift, and I'm going to come back to them nearer the end. But as I look out at you, I see so many donors that made this building possible. I see Father Ertl, who's got a name. He's got 2 named walkways in this building here. And one of them, there he is in the front. And one of them is his favorite statement, if you know Father Ertl, is you ask him how he's doing, and he says, never better. And I think this building symbolizes never better at Providence College. We've never been better than we are right now. And this building is a testimony to the progress that we have made. And so I want to thank all of you donors who have made this possible, the trustees who are here, some 150 people, individuals, corporations, and foundations helped us to fund this project. And all of them recognized the value that this edifice would add to Providence College. And our success in our capital campaign, we're at $175 million when we thought 6 years ago we could raise $140 million. We've surpassed by miles the goal that we thought we could achieve. And it's a testimony to the generosity of the donors who are here, but also to our maturation as an institution. I want to especially thank, in addition to the Ryans, Bob Parmesano, who's sitting there in the second row. The atrium inside is the gift of him and his family. Kevin Phelan, the courtyard on the outside there. There have been a number of gifts. We've got corporate support for this. We have all the big accounting firms that have supported us. Deloitte, KPMG, PwC, all of them have namespaces inside of our School of Business. And what I've learned in 12 years at PC is accountants seem to rule the world. I don't know how that happens. As you go through the building, I encourage you to look at the signage. It's beautiful, but it also is a lasting testimony to the generosity of the community, the we, that made this building possible. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal this week that many of you sent to me because you don't think I read the Wall Street Journal. I actually do. And it was about the decline of liberal arts in this country. Less and less students are majoring in the liberal arts. And more students are majoring in so-called practical majors, whether it's healthcare or business or anything in between. And it's a source of some angst on our own campus about the relationship between business and the liberal arts. And the way that the Wall Street Journal framed this in the opening paragraph was, and I'm paraphrasing it a little bit, is that students today and their parents are more interested in making a living than in making meaning in their lives. And that's why they're majoring in so-called practical majors. And I think that's a false dichotomy. Living a life of meaning includes making a living, because work is what is part of our lives, but it's not the sum of our lives. And what we do for work and for living is part of a larger search for meaning. And I think about that with respect to Art and Patricia, because again, this is a we. What Art has accomplished in his life is a we. And his family is here as a testimony to a we. None of us do what we do alone. And we are delighted to have Art and his wife's name on this building because it's a testimony to the fact that what Art has accomplished, he's accomplished with his wife and with his family. And what Art's success in his life has meant is that he's been able to give back. And we work to give, hopefully, in all of our lives. That the blessings that we get out of the work that we do gives us the ability to give back to our families, to our community, to our country, and to our church. And it's important to me and has been from the beginning, and I said this to Art a long time ago, I want your name on this building. I'm more interested in your name than in the funds, because I want students going forward to ask themselves, who is this guy who gave this building? And to know something of the story of Art Ryan and Patricia and their family about how a guy that was as successful as Art has been in his life, as the, if you will, the outgrowth and the fulfillment of that business success, is he's donated the LEED funds for our students and for our faculty who sit here today to have this spectacular building. To learn about business, yes, to become really good accountants, become really good at marketing, management, and finance, but more importantly, to find meaning. Because we make all of these business students take a thick core of liberal arts, where they learn about the humanities, they learn about the meaning of life. And we want to marry the success of the School of Business and its enterprise with success in finding meaning for their lives. And it is my deepest hope and prayer that the students who walk through this building will learn, as Art did while he was here, how to be really good at the game of business. Because that, make no mistake, that is important. But then how to turn that success into the meaningful lives that they can live. And that part of a meaningful life is generosity and gratitude, and leaving a legacy that you can be proud of, and something that you want to put your name on for the rest of your life. So today we celebrate our success, and we celebrate the legacy of Art and Patricia Ryan and their family, and we celebrate the we that is Providence College. And none of this would have happened without the leadership of our dean, Sylvia Maxfield. And it's my pleasure to introduce Sylvia. She said to me as we were starting here today, she feels like she's the mother of a bride at a wedding today, which is a great feeling to have. That's what we're celebrating here today. So I welcome to the stage the mother of the bride, Sylvia Maxfield.
I'm not sure if I'm the mother of the bride or the groom, but it's an amazing day. Thank you so much to everybody. Thank you to Father Shanley for that introduction, to all of our donors, their families, to the faculty. Many had a role in conceptualizing and designing the building. Special thanks to Peg Ruggieri and Ron Jelinek, if they're here. They led faculty committees that started years ago before I even got here thinking about this building. A special shout out to my Business Advisory Council members, some of whom have moved on to the board. But if you're here, if you're a former or current Business Advisory Council member, please stand up. I want to especially thank you. These are men and women, or women and men, who have given very generously of their time and opened their pocketbooks to help us with this project. They also make donations that on an annual basis help us do a lot of what is excellent. We speak here about creating an environment where students can learn and grow, where they can find meaning in their life. We use words like transformation and flourishing. And much as I would like to think that people are more important than physical spaces in achieving these outcomes, this building has already had far greater impact than I ever could have imagined. There's no question that it brings great joy to faculty and administrators, and honestly, it makes it easier for us to bring out the best in our students, which is our job every day. I've heard students say that just walking into that building makes them feel smarter. Prospective students and families have been very impressed walking through this building. And I will say that class of 2021 enrollments are up quite a lot. Some of that perhaps due to this building and the campus transformation that you see around us. Thanks to this building, our business school has the largest percentage of what we call active learning classrooms of any business school in New England. This means that they have flexible seating, a lot of technology, and it facilitates the projection of the work that groups of students do in collaboration for collective discussion. The rooms encourage faculty to be coaches when they're face-to-face with their students, not at arm's length, sages on the stage. Research tells us that active learning engages students and is the most effective pedagogy. And you'll see it because we're going to be demonstrating it inside the building. The Ryan Center also fosters delivery of a business education deeply and uniquely integrated with the liberal arts. And we're on a journey to figure out what that means. What does it mean to be an ever-growing, thriving business school that in some ways is the un-business school? Because we are honored to sit on a campus with tremendous liberal arts faculty. What does it mean to offer a business education that is uniquely integrated with the liberal arts? We don't have that answer completely. We're on a journey to figure it out. You'll see pieces of the answer on the walkway toward that end. This building, the theme for this building was a town square. It was collaboration. It was designed to symbolize the coming together of liberal arts and business education. And it indeed is a community gathering point on this campus for students and faculty, no matter what department they teach in. We say that there is no I in PCSB because we focus on teamwork, an essential element of business life. But we focus on an approach to teamwork that we argue begins with self-awareness, with self-reflection. It rests squarely on our Dominican foundation. It is a fairly different approach to teamwork. I recently listened to an amazing talk in Houston on Monday by a leadership consultant and a very highly regarded business school professor. And she reported that hiring from top business schools is passé in Silicon Valley because, this is a quote, "It takes 18 months to wind down the intense individualism of graduates from top business schools." I say there is no I in PCSB. We talk about educating for a future based on we, because true to PC's founding ideals, which we have celebrated all year in our centennial, we believe that business can and should be a force for good in the world. If we lose sight of virtue and the common good as business people, we lose everything. It's no wonder that our students won a national ethics case competition last year. So we have all the pieces in place, and all are represented here today. We have the building, we have the students, we have the community, we have tremendous college support, and most importantly, we have the faculty. We have extraordinary faculty here at PC in the liberal arts, in professional studies, and at the business school. We have tremendous staff, and it's my pleasure to introduce a very special colleague to bring greetings from the faculty. This is an extraordinarily gifted teacher who has been using active learning pedagogies since long before anyone coined the term. She is remembered fondly by legions of PC graduates. There's hardly a name on the wall in there of a donor who she did not teach. So please join me in a warm round of applause for all the faculty who serve our students, and to Carol Hartley in particular.
Yes, I'm definitely old, as I said to my seatmates. This has been a very exciting exciting semester for faculty. I don't know if you can feel the energy, but for us it's been absolutely amazing. These classrooms are designed to help with the power of we, if everyone's been talking about this. There's flexible seating, there's pods of tables, and I'll talk about what happens in our classroom using that. And we have lots of informal spaces around the building that you'll see today, where no matter what the time of day is or night or even on the weekend, you'll see students grouped together, working and energized about the work that they're studying, no matter what the subject matter, and they can connect with one another and group up, and they can project in the breakout rooms so they can collaborate more effectively. It's just been an amazing journey for us in these classrooms. We can easily group up in the room that I'm in the corner. I mean, hopefully you get to take a look at that. There's no real front to the room. I'm not really big on having a front in the room. It's great when you can have people gather in groups, and then you can work all the tables. And luckily, by the time I even get to my third section, I've got 10,000 steps on the Fitbit, because you're moving around the room so much. It's wonderful. We work through these problems on really large whiteboards besides projecting on the screens. Now, they're so large, if you're vertically challenged, you might not be able to reach the top. But it's wonderful, because since they're not working on flat spaces together, everybody can see at the same time where they are. The people in the group and myself as the faculty member, right away with a scan of the room, I can tell who needs a nudge or who needs a lot of help type of thing. So it's easier for us to be more effective. The interactivity is just great. You can easily see what's going on. And I would say my students in intermediate, which is not a course for the weak of heart, you know, be still my heart. I love accounting theory and deferred taxes, but that's not typically something a sophomore wants to hear about. You know, they have a unique perspective, because last semester, we're together all year, and last semester we were in a traditional classroom where we had to have everybody, the first and third row, turn around and work in groups. And here, we're in a different space. So people stand up. I have students stand up and work on the board. So there's no such thing as like passively just sitting there. You are physically involved in what's going on, and we've got the markers, and it's a lot of fun. You can glance around the room, like I said, and it's great because I'll have students do things like they'll hold the marker waiting for me to come around, and they're ready to drop the mic if they've got it right, you know, type of thing. And then it's like, the groans if I have to erase something or nudge on a particular topic. But then it's like, yes, we've got that. It's wonderful. It's exciting to work through something that's so difficult and to together achieve, you know, a good outcome. And what's wonderful about this space that I've noticed this semester is not only the outcomes are higher in terms of what students have been able to learn and master, but the more reticent student, because we're grouped up for the entire classroom, is more ready to speak or take the lead, which is what we're trying to develop. It's all those soft skills that people need and the confidence you want to imbue. And I had this one student scream out loud at the beginning of the class one week and say, wow, this is just so active. And I thought, exactly, that's what this is. I mean, I didn't tell them this is the brand name on the room, the Active Learning Classroom, but I was like beside myself with glee, you know? It's like, oh, this is great. This is like music to my ears. I've been teaching here for 36 years, and can tell I'm really jacked up about this building, right? I'm jacked up. More than a Patriots game or a basketball game downtown, because this building provides so many opportunities for learning to go forward and all the different skill sets that we want to develop, but also the interpersonal aspects of students' lives. So we can informally connect even more. I'm constantly running into students during the week and on the weekend, in the evenings. People are gathered here, and so you can informally connect and give feedback, or just chat about life in general, because there's so many other things, like Father talked about, that matter in life. And you'll see all the breakout rooms that help with the power of we that people can project. And none of this would have been possible without you. You're all part of our we. Personally, reading the names of the many donors is really moving to me, because I had a lot of you in class. We won't talk about how many years ago. But I want to thank you personally, and thank you on behalf of all of the faculty. Your generosity to the college and to us, this building, and us in particular, is deeply meaningful. It's going to benefit all these students that will follow in your footsteps. It's wonderful recognition for the work of the big team of people here at Providence College, your faithful Friar family, as faculty, we try to be part of the cogs and the gears, or one of the spokes in the wheels that help people move their lives forward and go ahead and thrive, as Father talked about, with productive, meaningful careers, and more importantly, fulfilling whole lives. Your financial gifts back to the college are just a wonderful affirmation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Father Shanley, Dean Maxfield, and Professor Hartley. Your comments help us all recognize what is truly important about this new day at the Providence College School of Business. Now it is time to hear from the person whose name will forever be associated with excellence in business education at Providence College, Mr. Arthur Ryan. By his professional achievement alone, he was a CEO who led Prudential's transition to a publicly traded company. Mr. Ryan is one of PC's most successful alumni. Also inarguably is his stature as one of our greatest philanthropists, the impact of the Ryan family generosity, which is so obvious on our campus and in our community, extends to the arts and educational causes in New York, New Jersey, and beyond. His example is inspiring, and his impact is beyond our capacity to describe. This past fall, I had the privilege of joining a group that included Father Shanley, Dean Maxfield, and Mr. Arthur Ryan for lunch. Up until that point, I only knew of Mr. Ryan's successes in business and of his generous contributions to the college. But in those few hours we spent together at lunch, I gained firsthand insight into who Mr. Ryan is and what he stands for, which I'll simplify into 3 important traits. First, Mr. Ryan is the embodiment of ethics in life and in business. During this lunch, we talked about my impact that I experienced at the University of Pittsburgh Bird Cup Ethics Case Competition. Second, Mr. Ryan is a devout family man. He spoke proudly of his loved ones at lunch, and as I listened, I felt all of the admiration and appreciation he has for them, especially for his wife, Patricia. Third, Mr. Ryan values the impact of paying it forward, which is made evident by his generous support of all the various communities within which his life's experiences are rooted. Now, when I think about who Mr. Ryan is and what he stands for, the connection and the learning of the learnings and values we share could not be clearer. For they are the connections and values that Mr. Ryan took away from him from PC 50 years ago, and they're the same ones that graduates like myself still take away from PC today. As Father Shanley said 2 years ago, Providence College students should aspire to lead a life like Ryan's, one of purpose, one of quality, one of humility. All of us can make an impact and difference in the world and within our communities only if we emulate and pay forward his commitment to integrity, respect, and service. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Arthur Ryan. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Christian. You could have dropped the remark about graduating over 50 years ago, but other than that, I'm most appreciative of your comments. I am delighted to be here with my wife, Pat, with my family, and with so many friends, many who are dear friends, many who are classmates. It is really a privilege and an honor to be here with you today. In trying to think of what I might say today, having much of it covered by Father Shanley and Dean Maxfield, I was reminded of a book I received recently from Father Shanley. Now, I assume a number of you still receive books and notes from the faculty because, in their case, they are still not convinced I graduated from the college. There is evidence I attended the college. And I think dearly of Father Murphy, Dean of Students, who to me was known as the Dean of Discipline. He and I became very close. And in heaven, he is looking down with utter disbelief of what we are doing. The man had amazing patience. I once told him that he had to understand that some of my problems was, while I thought it was very important to be in the dorm and studying Thomas Aquinas each evening, I thought it was also important to be in the community, to develop my interpersonal skills, to meet other people. And I was able to accomplish all of that at Bradley's Bar and Grill. And so, in many ways, It is a pleasure to be here. But the book was important, and it had a message. Only an open mind can be changed. And as I thought about it, it had so much to do not only with my career, but what I learned at Providence College. That this merger of the liberal arts, this combination of liberal arts and professional skills, be it business or otherwise, is really, really important. Where else will you learn the critical skills you need to make good decisions? Where will you get the moral compass in order to do the right thing, even when the outcome is not always pleasurable? We see in the world today all too many cases where it's easier to make money, to be greedy, and to do something that is, quote, politically correct. But what we have done here at Providence, or what the school has done, is really to bring the best attributes that, yes, you can be skillful and you can do something, be it a doctor, a dentist, a ball player, or a business leader. But you need that firm foundation. And the design of the business school reflects that. It isn't just a place to learn about accounting and finance. It's a place to gather. It's a place to communicate. It's a place to grow together, as so eloquently described by Dr. Maxfield a few moments ago. So for me, this is a particularly special moment. It's a wonderful facility. It opens itself to all of the students. It fits in beautifully with this enormous transformation going on here at Providence College. It is truly extraordinary. And as I said, we are honored and humbled to be part of it. Thank you.
Mr. Ryan, I could not agree with you more. It's a wonderful time to be a friar. And it's so great to have a building that now reflects the quality of our programs. But before we move on to the blessing and the dedication, I would like to remind you of what else we have in store for you today. Please join us inside the Ryan Center when we are finished so we can all experience the PCSB experience, which is a series of interactive activities that exemplify the day-to-day lives of PCSB students in this wonderful new building. We promise that you will find the PCSB experience to be enjoyable, educational, and inspiring. If you have not already received a pocket guide for these, we will have some out front as you walk in. So please enjoy some time visiting the various spaces and taking part in the activities led by several of our Ryan Center benefactors, as well as students, faculty, alumni, and parents. After the blessing, which Father Shanley will say in a moment, we will dedicate the Ryan Center by ringing this bell. We want everybody far and wide to know that it is a new kind of business school. The Ryan Center is not a quiet, sedate academic building. Rather, it is lively. It is an interactive facility where people actively are involved in teaching and learning. While it is not quite as busy as an exchange floor, the symbolism is intentional. It is a new day, and we're bullish about the future. I would ask Father Shanley, joined by Father Sicard, to bless the Arthur and Patricia Ryan Center for Business Studies, both the outside and the inside. Father Shanley.
I can handle the blessing on my own. Don't worry, Father Sicard. I think Christian already has a job, but if you're out there, you should be recruiting him at the end of this ceremony. He is a testimony to the great blessings that we have in our students and our faculty here. It's, I couldn't be prouder of what you've accomplished and what you represent for our school. And I would be recruiting you right now myself, except I don't think I have a job for you. But so as I said before, what I feel most today is gratitude. And obviously it starts with God. Today is a blessing. And we turn now at this part of our ceremony to ask God's blessing upon the Arthur and Patricia Ryan Center for Business Studies, the new home of the Providence College School of Business and its various departments and programs. We ask the Lord that the Ryan Center may serve as a place of intellectual exploration and dialogue, where students, faculty, and all members of the college community can gather for study, discussion, and reflection, so that enriched with both human and divine learning, they will be able, in turn, to be ready to enlighten and assist others. We call down God's blessing upon all those who have made this day possible, those who have erected this edifice through their talents and energies, the architects, the engineers, the contractors, and the laborers, and those who have built up this center through their significant generosity, especially Arthur and Patricia Ryan and all our other donors. Lord God, in your kindness, hear our prayers as we call down your blessing upon this structure, dedicating this Ryan Center for Business Studies to the search for truth, human and divine, that remains the goal of this Catholic and Dominican liberal arts college dedicated to your loving providence in our lives. Grant that, through the teaching and learning of the business disciplines in this Ryan Center, finance, management, marketing, and accountancy, our dedicated faculty may flourish and our students may grow in knowledge, understanding, and maturity, so that they all may advance in wisdom and grace for their own benefit and for the advancement of a just and peace-filled society upon earth, and for the sake of a lifelong pilgrimage towards eternal truth in heaven. We make this prayer through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. So we're Catholics, so I got to spread some holy water all around here. So talk among yourselves.
Thank you very much, Father Shanley. Please remain here. And we ask that Mr. Ryan and Dean Maxfield join us to ring the bell, formally dedicating the Arthur F. and Patricia Ryan Center for Business Studies. We also would like to invite a few other people to the stage for the bell ringing. When I read your name, please come up. Board Chair John Killian and Father Kenneth Sicard. Mr. Phelan and Mr. Palmisano. The members of the cabinet. John Formica representing PwC, Patrick Hanning representing KPMG, and Susan Esper from Deloitte. I would also like to invite Brad DeMille and Jim Deitzer and John Scott. And Assistant Vice President Mark Raposa. Please join us. Oh, no, just a moment. I appreciate that. At the New York Stock Exchange, they push a button. But here at PCU, we're going to be authentic and actually ring the bell. Let's count down from 10, so please join me. And let's ask Mr. Ryan to do the honors. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I would like to thank all of you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you inside as we celebrate this beautiful building. Thank you so much.